excited just to share a little bit more about sharing the opportunity with the hostess and the party guests. So quick show of hands, how many have struggled with this in the past and how many struggle with it today? So I'm raising both my hands because I have struggled with it in the past and I still struggle with it even today. And I think honestly the reason why we struggle with it is we tend to overthink the process. We tend to focus on the wrong things, so we miss opportunities. Or if you're like me, I get really, really excited and then I throw up all this information all over them and they're like, oh my gosh, who is this person and why are you talking to me? So honestly, I think it's just kind of rethinking it, and I have a couple of things that I try to do for myself. It's not really a step-by-step process. It's not really, a bullet point, okay, I did step A, okay, now I'm gonna do step B. I believe it's more of like a chain of events. So I did break it down though as concepts in the process. The first thing that I want to talk about is look and listen, and then make a connection, share from the heart, and then of course closing the deal, because we ultimately want that yes in the end. So you're probably looking at me and going, look and listen, what does that have to do with sharing the opportunity? Well, honestly, how can we make a connection, an honest connection with someone so that we can share the opportunity if we're not looking for those opportunities or we're listening to the person we're talking to? So for example, our hostess. We should be having conversations with the hostess as we're planning the party leading up to the party. So, you send out the party packet, you're going over the information with them, whether it be on the phone or in their home or your home or at a coffee shop. Make sure you're not just talking about the party packet. Make sure you're getting to know them as an individual, because you're going to have a more honest connection and you're going to have the more freedom to be able to actually talk about the opportunity with them. And the same goes with the party guests. One of the things that I really encourage you to start doing, if you don't do it already, is to anytime you have an in-home party, and you can even do this with Facebook, is introduce yourself to every single one of the party guests as they come in the door. Don't just hang out at your table or at the display or whatever. Go up to them, talk to them, get to know them, and then listen to what they have to say, because people are going to talk to you about what's important to them. And then when you're in the process of your party, you're going to tell them your why story. Your why story is very important, because it is not only going to give you a great opportunity to share what Tupperware is all about, but what it's all about to you. And so it's important that you share from the heart. Don't be afraid to get personal. Now that doesn't mean you're going to tell your whole life story, or it's going to be, if it's sad or whatever, it's an hour of sadness or anything like that. But don't be afraid to get personal. I will be honest, there have been times where I've shed a tear as I'm telling my why story because of what Tupperware has done for me. Or if you joined because you were super excited, own it. Be excited about that when you're sharing it. Because you never know when you're talking and sharing your why story, the people that are there could very well make that connection with you, because that's where they are in their lives and they see what Tupperware is doing for you. So it could do that for them. So also, when you talk to people before the party and you're listening to them, you're gathering little nuggets of information of stuff that's important to them. So when you're telling your why story, make sure that you are highlighting those parts of your why story that correlate with what's important to them, because then it's a connection. Then they can see, okay, this is what Tupperware can do for me. It's not just about going to Disney World or getting a car or whatever. It's those things that will be important to them as to why they would want to join Tupperware. And then ultimately closing the deal. So at the end, of the party, you're going to be talking to people as they're placing the orders and whatnot. So you want to make sure that you are continuing the conversation. Now, you were watching and listening to the people as they came into the party, and then look for those people who were engaged, or excited about being there, and use that as an opportunity to continue the conversation. So for example, I couldn't help but notice that you were so much fun to hang out with tonight. I'm always looking for fun people to be on my team. Can I go ahead and share more about the opportunity with you? Now you may get pushback, and that's okay. So one of the things that I try to remember to ask is, if they're not sure if their answer is no, then ask the question, what is holding you back? And then wait. Let them answer. Don't try to fill it in with silence, and then listen once again and look, and the process starts all over again. Look for those opportunities. Or for example, for the hostess, it could be that, hopefully you've been doing this process, every conversation that you have with them, looking for those opportunities to share. But if they're still a little hesitant the night of the party, just, oh my gosh, you helped me set the kit up. You were so creative. See, you can do this, and it would be really awesome if you would join my team. So it's not necessarily going to be a single conversation. You may have to do this several times over and over again. But if you're really listening to people and looking for those opportunities to make that connection, you will be given the opportunity then to share the opportunity of being with Tupperware with them. So that's all I got.